Hi, everybody. Welcome to the December 22nd, 2017 edition of Colorado Inside Out Postgame, a special web-exclusive production here on Channel 12. It's our special look back at 2017, which you know we always enjoy doing in our favorite holiday sweaters. I'm Dominic Dezzutti. Let's get our quick take on 2017's most random but important headlines. Some from 2017 include the growing list of Colorado lawmakers facing sexual harassment complaints, the Amazon headquarters bid, Colorado Neil Gorsuch being nominated and confirmed to the U.S. Supreme Court, and the variety of shenanigans surrounding Denver's 420 Festival. Patty Calhoun from Westward, take your pick from the variety of issues in 2017 that we didn't cover on the main show that we should cover now in our post-game wrap-up.
Well, I'm going to start with Amazon because what was most interesting about that was not that Colorado bent over backwards and sent in a big application, with the thousands of others that would like to lure the headquarters here. What was most interesting about that was the backlash from people in Colorado who said, we don't want any part of this. We don't want you spending money to encourage these people to come, giving them tax breaks when already the state is getting too crowded. So that was a really unexpected, but if we'd looked at it, we should have known that backlash was coming. I have to talk about pot because, of course, it's paying my bills. But the 420 Festival, which will go on next year, was a little O. Henry ending that the friend of the person who'd lost the permit got the permit. But the fact is that Colorado has done a really good job of legalizing pot compared to so many of the other states out there that are now trying to handle it. And God help us with California in 2018.
So say, isn't L.A. right on the cusp of being able to sell recreational marijuana?
Well, they're trying, but it is a mess. It's a mess out there.
It is. David Kopel from the Independence Institute and DU Law School. From the variety of issues, take your pick. Again, we went through the big ones on the show, but this is more the time for the random stuff. Your selection.
The sexual harassment scandals, where you have no idea who's the Wheel of Fortune is going to spin around to next. I think we should take some lessons from the late 1940s and 1950s, when it's now called the Red Scare by false textbooks that students are mistaught with, but there was a real problem. The communists, thanks to the negligence of Franklin Roosevelt, had massively infiltrated the U.S. government. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, the traitors, sold the atomic bomb secret gave the atomic bomb secret to Stalin, which made it possible for the Korean War to start and all the many lives that were lost as a result of that. Alger Hiss, the number 3 guy at the U.S. State Department, was a Soviet spy for Stalinism, one of the number 2 genocidaire in world history. So there was a real problem. But there were some people who went after it in a serious and conscientious way, like when Richard Nixon, then a young lawyer in the House of Representatives, held hearings that brought forth the evidence carefully surrounding the traitor Hiss. On the other hand, there were also showboats like Joe McCarthy, the senator from Wisconsin, and others who just made accusations without having the evidence and claimed to have the facts, but they never were able to put up when the time came to put up or shut up. And they were just in the basis of slander. And I think people like Gloria Allred continue in that McCarthyite tradition. So the answer is to not believe every accusation. Not every accuser tells the truth. That's never been true in anything in human history. But you have due process and proper investigations where you look at the evidence, and you will find some of the accused are guilty and other people have been accused maliciously or on minor things that have been exaggerated.
Eric Sonman, political analyst. We have a lot to choose from, even though we went through the bigger stuff on the show, a lot of different individual issues from 2017. Your pick.
Well, since Patty did Amazon, David did sexual harassment, let me do Neil Gorsuch. That a Coloradan is probably the cornerstone or arguably the only real accomplishment that Donald Trump has to show for his first year in office. There's been Trump and his people, but particularly the president himself. Lord knows they're masters at generating a lot of noise. But in terms of real substantive accomplishments, whether you like Neil Gorsuch or not, that was a game-changing kind of move, and it happened to be somebody whose home is not that far from where we tape, up outside of Boulder. I think that is notable. And then you add on top of it the family history with his mother, Ann Gorsuch, and the role she played in Colorado in the 80s, and then in the Reagan administration after that. It became a big story. And the last piece of it is the extent to which so many Republicans, who I think know better than to throw their lot in with Donald Trump, but so many Republicans have basically sold their soul to Donald Trump in return for a few court appointments, Gorsuch being the main one, and some lower court appointments as well. And that's what the Republicans had to show for the last year.
I have to tell you, there's a distinctly 2017 moment as you're talking about the noise generated by the Trump administration and just the gentle tingling of bells from the antlers you're wearing on your head. It was just a perfect symmetry. It just really sang 2017. Penfield Tate, attorney at QTech Rock, also a longtime state lawmaker, rounds out the panel. A lot of things to choose from. Take your pick. You can even repeat a topic, but something we didn't discuss in the main show about 2017.
You know, a couple of things. You have the general pall of tribalism and incivility that's sort of on a global basis impacting everything we do. But when you drill down locally, I mean, Colorado's benefited from tremendous growth, a good economy, but we've talked about this on other shows and touched about it a little bit earlier. I'm real concerned about some of the fraying at the edges. You see it with the police brutality claims and some of those judgments and issues Denver's dealing with. The Stop Don't Shoot movement, the athletes kneeling and the social protests. But also locally, it's that whole sense of people pushing back against gentrification and growth and development. And I think it's people crying out saying, you know, I feel like I'm getting left behind. You may say that things are going real good. The Chamber of Commerce may be running around pounding their chest, but my lot in life isn't that much better, you know, because I work at Burger King in the morning and I work evening in a hotel trying to make ends meet. My life's not that much better, and then you want to raise the rents and the cost of property everywhere is going up. Where am I going to live to raise my family? We've got some serious societal issues, and it's really important at the local governmental level, because I think at local government is where you have to most take care of people, and we're not doing that. And it really portends an interesting 2018, because I think that dissatisfaction is going to percolate up. I don't know how it's going to play out in the gubernatorial elections and some of the other elections, but I think we'll begin to see more and more of that.
That's all the time we have for CIO Postgame this week. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think. For everyone here at CPT12.org, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and thanks for watching.